November 2000. And from then on, my dear friends, this product has been uh, number one seller. And not only that, it has changed the lives of many people around. So now we all know we are in a very I don't know what to say. It is a very tough situation for all of us, because we never know whether we are yesterday I was just surfing through the you know web, and I could see people saying it's easy to quarantine people who are not affected by COVID rather than quarantining somebody who's already affected. No, that kind it is. Everywhere people are suffering one or the other thing, they get that fear, they get as if, will I get affected or not? That anxiety is there around. So, all that we can be surpassed with only one thing, which is, strong determination and understanding that we are going on the right path. Okay. So, what is the right path then? The right path would definitely be living a optimal, healthy life. And how do I know that I'm living an optimal, healthy life? That is with the four pillars of optimal health. Once you know that you are exercising, you are with very, very positive attitude, and adequate rest and good nutrition. When I say good nutrition, including good hydration. Hydration is very, very important. Including good hydration, you can be rest assured that you are going on the right path. And even if these things come, we can definitely be out of it in very short span of time. It's like part of life. And Off late, people are quite happy when they get affected. They think that, okay, I got affected, now I am out, my body has produced enough antibodies, so I can be relaxed now. So that kind of attitude people have got. So, for supporting all that, good nutrition is very, very important. And in that, protein plays a very important role, my dear friends. So, today being the third day, I just thought I'll cover why protein for adults, because kids, Sini would have covered. And the first day was breakfast, why protein should be taken for breakfast. So I think that was covered very well. So that doesn't mean protein cannot be taken for lunch or dinner. It can be, but the right time to take breakfast and the right way to give our body what is required is even not only for protein, my dear friends, also for vitamins and minerals. Breakfast is the right time. So if you make that as a practice, half your uh, challenge on diet is taken care of. Half the challenge is taken care of. So now that we are set for it, still we have this question in our mind. Should I actually consume protein the way it has to be consumed, or the way people talk about it? Does it do so much of work in my body? Because the way we understand protein is very, very limited for that matter. When we understand the depth of it, how far it is supportive for athletes, how far it is supportive for sports people, what is its role in somebody who has undergone a surgery, what is its role in somebody who's pregnant, somebody who's post delivery, somebody who's growing. So if we take each and every subject, every topic of it and analyze, I'm sure you will get to understand that protein is like half the diet. Whatever you're planning for diet, half the diet can be managed very well with protein, and the rest can be with other nutrients. Of course, all other nutrients are also important, but protein plays a very, very major role. Without protein, they are like kind of, I can call it as useless. Okay. Without giving enough protein, sufficient protein to the body, even if you say I give good amount of vitamins, minerals, carbohydrate, fat, phytonutrients, whatever you call, they are of no big use. So it is important that we give good amount of protein, and of course substantiate that with the adequate amount of these other nutrients, like complementing each other, and then you can see a difference in your body. So you can still ask why this session now, because this we have been talking for so long, and now almost like everybody is thorough on the subject. Why now? I personally would say that still we have a chance to connect to people who are very close and dear ones for us. And this is gifting season, be it New Year's Day or Valentine's Day or whatever. And for gifting we don't need a special occasion as such. That too for a loved one, you can gift whenever you wish. Anyhow, we have special occasions as such. And if you want to uh, you know uh, actually, if you care about their health, I would say pass on this information about the importance of protein, or if possible make them use one product. Okay, anyhow it's on offer, so ask them to avail that offer and use this one product. Throw a challenge for 3 months. Just 3 months, my dear friend. Just throw a challenge and tell them, after 3 months when we meet again, if you say this product is useless, I will not again insist you to go for it. But if you find it useful, then it's up to you to buy however you wish. You can go for a bigger pack like 1 kg, or you can even be a promoter of this product, becoming a distributor. So what a big opportunity there. Fine. Because that is how actually this product was promoted in India. I still remember in November 2000 when this product came. All this because Sini was telling that I am connected to protein right from the day I joined Amway. Yeah, true. In fact, I joined in June, and November this product was launched. And looking at the MRP of the product, there were many people who were like, it is half of my salary. Those days, 3,000, 4,000 salary is a big thing, very big thing. Not like, starting salary is 35,000, 40,000. No. So half my salary goes to this. How will I run my family with the rest? Okay, that's the question. And you should think, my dear friends, this protein powder, since I was that time, a state trainer for Tamil Nadu, I will not, forget the day when a very small town, not even a town, a whole town would be like, say about 4 kilometers maximum, just 4 kilometers. And it's very close to Erode, a place in, Tamil Nadu. It's called Tiruchengodu. I don't know how many of you know this place, Tiruchengodu. And this one product could bring 64 platinums in 2001. 64 platinums. Okay. So that's the power of this amazing product called Neutralite protein powder. And people used to, just go and give this product to anybody they know. Excuse me. They used to just promote this product to anybody they know and give this product to anybody they wish. And that's how this product got promoted. And even today, there are staunch believers of this product. They still believe, they still consume this product in this, there are a lot of choices today for protein, and there's a lot of awareness also. But in spite of that, people believe that this product could do some magic, and it is still doing that. So we are here to celebrate this product today. I would call that only, because there's nothing much that I could talk and inspire you. We are just going to celebrate this product and enjoy the benefits of this product. Yeah, fine. Our first question that comes to our mind is, should I take protein? Why that question in mind? I'm a person who eat a good meal. Great. And I eat everything that is spoken about. I know about my health. I know certain things have to be taken, like lots of vegetables, fruits, one green leafy vegetable, and it cannot be with one grain, one dal. So it should be multiple. I do all that. Fantastic. So we have to understand, my dear friends, despite the belief that we are doing the best, we could be missing a lot. We could be missing so much that our body would require. So what all our body could be missing? When we say we could be missing, there are so many things that our body could missing. Okay. So for that, we have to understand what is missing in our diet. Okay. Because once we know what your body is made up of, the composition of the body, and what is not going right, then automatically We will try to make it right, and in that process we'll understand it's all about diet. Fine. Yeah. So when we talk about what our body comprises of, it has fat, it has bones, water, and muscle. You know, that is what it majorly is made up of. We have to understand one thing, that our body composition, healthy body composition, is not the same for both men and women. For men, it is different. For women, it is different. When the muscle tissue is of 45% for men, you know, and for women, it is 36%. When essential fat and non-essential fat is about 3% and 12% for men, it is 12% and 15% for women. 12 and 15% for women. Fine. And when bone is 15% for men, 12% is for women, and other organs, say it's all 25, of course, 25%. Of course, there are differences in certain organs because, say, example, women have uterus and, the fallopian tube and all that, whereas men do not have that, whereas their body is replaced with prostate gland. So those small changes are there, but majorly there is no much change in terms of organ. But as such, when we talk about muscle tissue, the essential fat and non-essential fat, if you see, maybe that's one reason why people call women as weaker sex. It's not because of the emotion bundle that we carry. It's also because, the muscle tissue, the essential fatty acids and non-essential fatty acids, which are little higher on women, and muscle tissue, which is lesser in women, make her feel little weak comparatively compared to men. Yeah. What affects this composition? Why there is a change in the composition? What affects this? So this can be divided into two types. One is something where we have control. One is where we don't have control. We have to live with that. So where we don't have control, the factors are: one is hereditary, second one is metabolism, third one is gender. By now, you know all this. I need not even talk about it. I'm just touching upon it. And the factors which are not in, which are very much in control, very much in control, where this composition can be altered, is diet and physical activity. Okay. So this is the ideal way it has to be, the ideal way. But today, if you take, my dear friends, the essential fatty acid, which is supposed to be at 12% for women, is comparatively low, not 12% for all of us. It is given in such a way, essential fatty acid 12% is given in such a way for women because she undergoes a very important period in her life called phase in her life called pregnancy, and where she needs good amount of fat to protect the child for one full year, almost. Fine, for 10 months at least. She should protect the fetus. So that's why that good fat is given to her. But unfortunately, today what happens? Because of our lifestyle, because of our dietary habits, this has come down considerably. And non-essential fatty acids, already it is 15%. Now, already the fat is 15%, but now that has, many women, it has crossed 21%. And the average today for Indian women is 21%, and it has gone up to 27% for Indian women. I'm talking about the average. I'm just talking about the average, which is not of big use at all. It's not of great use. What will we do with non-essential fat? It's not going to support us in any way. Fine. So with the change here in the composition of the body, the entire body has taken a different twist, So there's a lot of unwanted pain in the body. There's unwanted, frustration, and she always feels, even after touching, say, about 40, many people, I'm generalizing things, my dear friends. If you are unique, hats off. I'm unique. I've never felt that I've grown old at all. Fine. So if you are unique, hats off to you. But there are generally many people who think about 35, above 40. Oh my goodness, this is, the maximum that I could do. Henceforth, I don't want to push myself and I'll stay here. Just take care of it and be here and see if things go on my way. And fortunately, life also will allow us things to be on her way. Maybe from there, another 10, 15 years, she will also have a big family where son-in-law, daughter-in-law, grandchildren, all of them occupy in her family, and she thinks that she has done enough and settled there. Fine. The goal of any adult, be it men or women, should be to live a quality life. What is quality life? Quality life is be very independent in terms of health, not in terms of monetary, my dear friends. There is nothing wrong in being dependent on our own children. We have given them enough, so we are expecting enough from them. There's nothing wrong in that. But being independent in health is very important, because if we can't take care of our own body, there's nobody who can take care of it. We have to take care of it, and its ultimate goal should be not to give it to anybody's control. We have to control it. We should be the master of our body. So if that has to happen, my dear friends, an optimal body composition should be there, and the optimal body composition can be achieved through moderate amount of fat and carbohydrate, adequate amount of protein, and vitamins and minerals. Fine. So when I say moderate amount of fat and carbohydrate, that is to give you good amount of energy for all your endurance and stamina at that stage, and adequate amount of protein and vitamins and minerals to support you for any repair that could happen at that stage, at the adult stage. Okay. In the younger age, we say it is to build growth and development, grow and development. That's the major reason where protein, vitamins, and minerals could support. Whereas as we grow older and older, there is nothing beyond 19 years, there's nothing much to grow and develop. It's all grown and developed. That's it. Beyond that, it cannot grow. You might have seen certain organs start with very small, 150 grams, and go up to 1.5 kg. So likewise, they start growing and stop when we are at 19, 20 maximum. Beyond that, there is no growth. Beyond that, it is only repair and maintenance. And for that repair and maintenance, protein plays a very, very, very vital role, along with the support of vitamins and minerals. And your fat and carbohydrate will give you energy and endurance, stamina to take care of it throughout. So how do we manage this? How do I know this is sufficient for my body? A balanced diet. What is balanced diet? Whatever calorie we are supposed to consume on a regular basis, it differs from person to person depending on the metabolic rate of a body. So whatever calories we consume, out of which 50 to 60% of it should come from carbohydrate, 10 to 15% from protein, 20 to 30% from fat. This is how it has to be. Okay. So this is only for calories, my dear friends. And carbohydrate and fat are great source of calories, energy. So even if you consume a little, they give good amount of calories. Whereas protein, vitamins, and minerals are not the source of calories, not the source for energy. So even if you take in huge quantity, they give less calories. So that way, do not take it otherwise. 50 to 60% of my whatever I eat should be carbohydrate, because that's what is happening today. People have misunderstood things. People have got confused there. So it doesn't mean 50 to 60% of your plate should be carbohydrates. That's what is happening today. No, I don't mean that. I mean the calories should come from carbohydrate, because eat very less, they give huge amount of calorie, carbohydrate and fat. Whereas protein, you eat more, you get less calories. Fine. That is why you see for weight management, people replacing carbohydrate and fat with protein so that they can eat, more to get less calories, and the satiety feeling, the filled feeling as if I have had enough is always there. So that is the whole intention of other diets coming into place, like keto diet or whatever has come in, all protein diet, no carb diet. There are so many diet patterns which are available these days. But as long as you know what you are eating, and you speak to your body, your body will tell you what it wants. We feel thirst, right? We get the sense of thirst. We get the craving for sugar when we see some sweet. Even somebody who's not a diabetic also, if they have a sweet tooth, meaning if they are so fond of sweets, wanted to taste one or two of that. So this is how body speaks to you. When you feel hungry, you tend to eat. Certain aroma that comes from the kitchen automatically makes us salivate or feel hungry. So that's how body would respond to us, give us a feel that we have to eat. Just listen to it and it will tell you whether you want protein, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, whatever. Fine. Go by that and ensure you take good amount of all this, good amount of all the nutrients, out of which protein is something which cannot be missed out at all. Why are we insisting so much on that? In India today, India is known for its cuisine as such. It's diversity in food. Every state has its own spice. Every state has its own taste. So, in spite of all that, the food in India is it is rich in uh, carbohydrate and fat in terms of macronutrients. And if you can believe, there is absolute ignorance of protein. We just ignore protein as a carbohydrate. And in fact, we do not consider omega 3 fatty acids at all. At all. You know, only carbohydrate diets are there. Only high fat diets are there. Only sugar diets are there in India. So that is the challenge there. And they are also very tasty. Biggest challenge. Biggest challenge. You cannot stop. It keeps going on and on and on. So that's how it is. And when it comes to micronutrients, like there are certain very elemental nutrients that are missing in our diet, very elemental, but are highly important for our body, be it iron, vitamin A, niacin, riboflavin, B6, vitamin C, zinc. There are many for that matter today. And that's why you see, you rank India in all the nutrients, India will be among top 5 for deficiency. Which are the top 5 countries which are deficient in this nutrient? India will always be there. But for carbohydrate and fat, India will be everywhere. Right? So then what is the diet that we are eating? And you can ask me, my dear friends, this has been there right from the day civilization was born. And we are talking about it today. Are we trying to commercialize it? No, not at all. The lifestyle has changed today. And that is why we are pushed to this situation. Like how we saw the effect of COVID now, as good as that. Not that these problems were not there earlier. Not only India, the global, many other countries have seen such a situation, pandemics earlier. But why this has hit us hard? Because of the change in lifestyle. The same way, because of the change in food pattern, you know, our DNA can accept only certain kind of food. We cannot change the DNA, and we try to bring all the food that is not in our practice, but try to impose that, saying that I'm so used to that culture. It cannot be possible, my dear friends. Our DNA is different. Fine. When that has changed, then we have to get into these things also and change ourselves. That is the whole reason for these sessions to come in place. And we have to listen to somebody talking about all this. And here is an opportunity to change also, if you wish to change. Yeah. As I told you, what all the I would call it as lifestyle insults that has come in, which was not earlier. Today that has changed. One is pollution. A lot of pollution there. You might have seen, in paper, how good the pollution rate, air quality of air is around. Junk food has increased. What is junk food? Where it is dense with calories and no nutrients. There's a lot of calories there. No, one basic question comes to our mind: is calorie good or bad? We call it as a measurement for energy. Energy is good, right? Yes, it is good. I don't say no. Energy is good, but only to certain limit. Beyond that limit, it becomes a problem. It's like money only. No, as far as we have it for our expense to live a lavish life, that's more than sufficient. Beyond that, storing it or taking care of it in today's situation itself is a big problem. Where to store it? Where to deposit it? Who will take care of it properly? So it is as good as that. As good as that. So junk food, it is with dense calories and no nutrients. Fast paced lifestyle, we don't have time for all important things. We have time for all unwanted things, but all important things, no time. Right? Inadequate diet. The diet doesn't have. See, we shouldn't confuse with diet and meal or food. Food, we are self-sufficient and we can even share it with others. That much we have, no doubt about it. But when it comes to nutrients, diet is associated to nutrients. Are they healthy enough? Big question comes in our mind. Food is adulterated, and there's a lot of stored food, processed food, which we wanted to go for. See, we go and buy, a very big, good brand of batter, idli or dosa batter. Very easy to buy one and prepare dosa ourselves. Okay, we call it as homemade dosa. Amazing, nothing wrong because you prepared. So, giving full credit to you. But have we ever thought that what could be the preservative that has gone in to keep the batter, dosa or idli batter, without fermenting for 3 4 days? The regular process is when we keep it outside, it has to get fermented and it becomes sour. So what is that has gone in? Have we ever thought of it? So there should be some preservative, there should be some additives, and these are harmful for our body. And in India, most of these things are given in a tag. They don't mention the name of it. In the bigger roof of food safety, these comes in tags where certain numbers or the identity, uh, alphabets or numbers are given, and we don't understand that, and we think okay, something is there. Okay? We don't even know what it is, but then we consume it, and that gives a bigger problem to our gut. None of these processed foods are gut friendly. None of these. Right? So if we have to prepare it fresh, we don't have time. We don't have time. And even if we take time to prepare it, we don't get proper ingredients. Right from vegetables, everything is adulterated. See, it's a cycle. If you see, it's all a cycle. Right? So at the end, we can't eat properly. Why? Because whatever we have eaten, it's not getting digested properly because of adulteration, because of improper absorption. So next day, skip meal. That's okay. One day, one time, nothing is going to happen. Don't people fast? Yes, they fast consciously. This is like unexpected fasting, which our body is not used to, and that will lead to other problems. So this is like a cycle, and we are totally caught in the cycle, vicious cycle, and that is how we are actually missing our nutrients in the body, and we are not taking care of our health. So how do I overcome that? What do I do first? Every nutrient is important, my dear friends. I don't say other nutrients are not important. Every nutrient is important, but there should be somewhere that we should start off. If we have to correct everything, till yesterday, maybe I'm not taking typically yesterday, but what I mean to say is still we are associated with Vambe till we know. Even if you ask me 20 years before, even till my young age, even I was not aware. Mine itself was very late realization. By the time I realized all that, I was mother of a child. So it's late realization. So somewhere we should start. There should be a beginning for somewhere, and that somewhere should start with protein. Of all the nutrients, protein is the most important. And then we can slowly correct the vitamins and minerals, slowly correct the carbohydrate level, slowly get that fat into our body, the good fat into our body. And then we can even look at fiber, even look at phytonutrients, and then we start hydrating our body. And then exercise comes into the picture. You see, in maximum, it takes about 6 months to 1 year maximum. That's a maximum I can tell you, which I personally did. And you see a huge difference, huge difference. Fine. I can proudly tell you the family was not affected with any of these waves. What is the benefit if you ask today? This is how I personally measure the benefit. Fine. So I'm sure most of you, and getting into is not a big deal at all. It's okay to get into it as far as you bounce back quickly. That's the great deal. And that can happen with these small, small changes in our body. So now come, let us see how we can start, because we have just started the year, and resolution for most of you could be for good health, taking care of good health, and that good health can start with protein. So this term protein came from a Greek word called proteos, meaning primary or important or being the first, holding the first place. So maybe if we start correcting from there, the rest all will automatically fall in place. So that's what the science says. Let us go by science. It has been analyzed and studied so well. So let's go by that. So when we talk about protein, we all know there are two types of nutrients as a family, as a group. One is the macro, other one is micro. Macronutrients are protein, carbohydrate, and fat. Micronutrients are your vitamins and minerals in a broader way. If you go a little deeper into that, maybe fiber also falls under macronutrient. Phytonutrient falls under micronutrient. Fine. And water, though it is not a nutrient, it is not a nutrient as such, but without its support, none of the nutrients can function properly. So that way it is also important. Fine. Yeah. So once we have this broad idea of what is nutrient, then getting into protein, it is a foundation macronutrient, basic macronutrient. What it can do, by now you are thorough with the functions of protein, what all it can do. One basic thing that we have to understand is every cell in our body needs protein. It is one nutrient which can work from inside to outside. Today, your hair, your skin, nail, everything is supported with protein. And internally, we are built so with the support of protein. Maybe if protein is not there, we would not have built like this. Fine. So now the next question comes is, I have not concentrated so much on protein, but I'm okay today. When nature can take care of me, building me so well without giving deep concentration on it, won't it do the rest of the days? There comes the challenge, because we are in the phase of repair and maintenance, not in the phase of growth and development. Growth and development, I'm talking about adults. Today's topic is adults. So I've taken only adults into consideration. For all the people who are below 19 years on call, you're still in the growth stage. Don't worry. Protein supports you greatly. For people who have crossed 20 years of age and have come to that level, it's all adults, and it's mainly for maintenance, repair and maintenance. So it helps to repair and maintain your body tissue. It supports immunity, hair, skin and nail, everything. You talk about the function of protein, whatever I charted out there are the major functions, just the major functions. And if you see, it has its role to play everywhere. Right? But unfortunately, there's a survey which was conducted by Prodigy, a general consumer survey, in which has actually got published in Indian Medical Gazette in April 2015, which says protein consumption in diet of adults in India is very, very, very poor. Very poor. So there again, the study was done only for adults. It was not for children and older adults. Older adults above 60 years of age, senior citizens, we are talking only about adults 20 to 60. Or rather 20 to 59. The moment they touch 60, they are older adults. So that way, if you see, 9 out of 10 people are deficient in protein. 9 out of 10 people. Fine. So is that a good number? Not at all. Why protein is important? Just give me a moment. Just
I'm sure all of you are making a note of what is coming your way, right? You can definitely convince all the customers with all these points. Yes, Lakshmi is back now.
Yeah. Sorry, it was an important call. So why protein? When we say why protein, we understood the importance of protein. So protein is a component of every cell in our body. Every little cell in our body needs protein. It is required for people from all lifestyle and all life stages. There's no stage of life where we say, I am now relaxed. I don't need protein anymore. Not at all. In fact, as we grow older and older, the need for protein is becoming bigger and bigger. It's not that, it's shrinking, not at all. So it's high. Body constantly uses a protein and does not store it anywhere. And therefore, it needs to be replenished every single day. So this one thing which I have personally registered in my mind, whenever I charge my phone, the first thing that comes to my mind is protein, because it's like the charger in the battery. Though we charge it today, tomorrow morning, it's asking for charging again. Please charge your battery. A body is cannot ask or not asking. If it could ask, or if it could send a notification, you know, like how you charge the battery, plugging it, you have to take protein for your body, which is like charging your body. So that way, it cannot be replenished. I mean, it has to be replenished every day. It cannot be stored in the body. There is nowhere, uh, you know, place in the body that protein gets stored. It gets utilized maximum. Whatever we give get utilized by the body, and if there is something extra, there cannot be. But if at all there's something extra, it has to come out of the body. It has to be flushed out of the body. There's no place to store, and even after flushing out, body needs protein, so it will ask for more. So that is how it goes. So it becomes very important that we give protein on a regular basis. So the protein's benefits are huge. And how much protein do I need for all the benefits? Body has a lot of benefits from protein. For to take care of all the benefits, how much protein should I take? It depends on people to people. And though we cannot generalize it, to be honest, we shouldn't be generalizing it. As per ICMR, Indian Council for Medical Research, 1 gram per kg body weight per day is ideal way of taking protein. But practically, it is not possible for anybody to stand on a weighing machine every day to find out what is the weight on that particular day and go for the quantity of protein measure and it's not simply possible. So that way, we just give you an average for an Indian adult male, 60 grams of protein. For a woman, it is 55 grams of protein. Fine. A woman would need 55 gram, a female of adult age, and a male would require about 60 grams of protein, which is just an average. Average. A woman who is about 90 kgs, will that 55 grams be sufficient? Definitely not. Definitely not. It goes in insufficiency only, but at least rather than not giving anything, this 55 grams would be of great support. Fine. So now the next question comes is, how do I give my body the required protein? Now, there are many sources. Protein is not something that is not available. There are good sources where it is available. Only challenge that we may have is to find out a complete protein. Okay, the good and the bad source of protein. There are many sources. The differentiation between the good and the bad source is simply the completeness of it, how complete it is. So that way, if you see, my dear friends, eggs are the richest source of available protein that is available as of today. And most of the people take egg. Most of them in India take egg. And there's a separate category of people who are called eggetarians, who are still vegetarian but take eggs. Eggetarian. Egg has been, considered as a vegetarian diet today. So that way, egg is a great source, and it is very, very close to complete protein. Very close to complete protein. Fine. And I would say egg is a borderline. Beyond egg, the moment you come to vegetarian source, there's nothing called a complete protein. And in the non-vegetarian source, there are many, uh, you know, uh, complete protein. Many, not one or two. There are many, but unfortunately, the way we prepare it to consume it is not in the Western style, where it is just, cooked. Here, we tend to fry it in oil and tend to increase the fat of it. That is where it gets spoiled. But the protein part is, still could be taken in a very good form, but unfortunately we miss out on that. Fine. So that way there is a big gap in taking a complete protein. So that is why we have to source the, you know uh, good sources of protein, otherwise it's very much available. So talking about eggs, my dear friends, being a good source, anybody can think of taking egg on a regular basis, which is like happening in many families for breakfast: egg omelette, or bread omelette, or um, you know half boiled or boiled egg. These are quite common, but we are supposed to take about 11 eggs to get that 60 grams of protein. For 55 grams, maybe about 9 eggs a day. Is it possible? Say if there are two people in the family, husband and wife, very simple, small family, 9 plus 11 makes it to 20 eggs a day. Just think of the cost of it for today. Okay. And there again, lot of myths: broiler egg, or the native eggs that we get. So there are so many differences there, and which is the right one, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Certain eggs have a lot of fat, certain are less in fat. And there is one more myth, or one more understanding should be clarified. Should it be taken with the egg yolk, or only the white portion is better? Right? So there are a lot of question that comes to our mind when we talk about egg. But in spite of that, egg is a good source. And only thing challenge with the egg is not taking 11 eggs, which is highly possible, but the kilocalories that comes with that. You know, wherever it is mentioned as calories, it is kilocalories, not just calories. This doesn't say 780 calories; it says 780 kilocalories. 780 kcal. 1 kcal is equal to 1,000 calories. So 780 kilocalories. For burning out 1 calorie, we are supposed to walk 9 steps. Of course, every action in our body requires calories, so it's getting burnt off. We need not worry. Even for thinking, we think, right? For that, even while sleeping, for having a good night's sleep, certain amount of calorie is utilized by the body. So it is manageable. Otherwise, just think, if it is an excess, where will the body store these calories? Fine. So it converts into fat, and fat can be stored. There are a lot of places in the body where fat can be stored. Rest all. See, good things can't be stored in the body. All unwanted things can very well be stored. Good positive thoughts, we forget very easily. Somebody somewhere would have told something, which is not required, but then a mind stores it very well for that vengeance. That day you told me this, right? So likewise, a body cannot store good things, but these things can be stored very well. So which gets converted to 60 grams of fat approximately. If you are not going to utilize, it might get converted to 60 grams of fat approximately. So now tell me, is that a good source for protein? Yes, but taking other things into consideration may not be a right choice. May not be. Fine. Yeah. Likewise, the next one would be for vegetarian. Curd. Curd is a great source. People love curd. And, children going to college, school. I remember my mom used to do it when I was young. I had this great belief. when we mix sugar with curd and take it before exam, going to exam, memory will be very strong. I don't know how far it is true, but I've done it till I complete my board exams, all my board exams. So that way, curd is something very common, anybody can take. That too, sweetened curd, flavor curd, amazing. So, but 1161 kilocalories, which get converted to 77 grams of fat. Is that good? No. Just for protein, we should not be doing this. Bananas, 50 bananas, 5,800 kilocalories. Oh my goodness. And since it is a fruit, most of it will be converted to sugar because fructose is there, and out of which 15 grams get converted to fat. Right? Still okay when it comes to fat conversion, it's a right choice, but 50 bananas in a day for protein is not a right choice. So this is how we have to choose our diet. That's why I'm telling you this. When we choose our diet, the choice of diet for the source of nutrient is very important. That is where we are missing. We think this is a good source, that is a good source, and take so much, but which may not be a good source as we think. Potatoes, which is like a part of our millennials diet on a daily basis. You give potatoes in any form they take. And the vegetables that they know is only onion, tomatoes, potatoes, and capsicum. These are the four vegetables that all the millennials talk about. The functional vegetables, they don't know any of those. Right? So it's one good source of protein, not a great source, but good source of protein, which gives 3,638 kilocalories and 4 grams of fat because it gets converted into carbohydrate, starch. Milk, good source of protein. Again, closest to complete protein, very close to complete protein because it has the necessary amino acids, and 8 glasses of it in a day. Glass, not the cup, not the coffee cup that we are talking about. It's glass. 8 glass of milk, 1,256 kilocalories and 77 grams of fat. Right? So now tell me, are these the great sources? They are good source for protein, no doubt, but at the same time, what is the other things that we get? Fat and kilocalories, unwanted dense calories. So if we have to make a choice for complete protein. Talking about complete protein, this complete protein should be with all essential amino acids. Now, if we have to understand protein a little better, protein is made up of something called amino acids. Amino acids build together to form protein that is required for the body. There are n number of proteins that our body could produce. N number of protein, not one or two. Hundreds of protein that our body produces on a regular basis. What is the difference? The difference is the combination of amino acids. Like we have n number of ingredients in the kitchen. Adding few ingredients, we get few different dishes, right? The same ingredients are not added for sambar. The same ingredients are not added for palya. The same ingredients are not added for, majge holi. There are differences in that, right? We know there are differences. But there are certain similar ingredients also which has gone there. Right? So likewise, our body takes certain combination of amino acids to make a protein, and that protein is utilized by the body. So there are about 22 amino acids which are required on a daily basis, and out of which 9 are called essential amino acids. The rest are called non-essential amino acids. What is the difference? Essential, a body cannot make on its own. It needs our support to take it from outside, external. Somebody has to give it to the body. Somebody is we. Being the host, we have to give it to the body. Otherwise, it has no chance to get that. Non-essential amino acid is something that our body can prepare on its own. It doesn't need your support. It can prepare. But unfortunately, with non-essential amino acids, everything can't be possible. Now, if you want to make bisibella, rice and tamarind is non-essential amino acid. It's there. But dal, ghee, and vegetables, if you want a few, The masalas, the spices is all essential fatty acids or essential amino acids, sorry, essential amino acid. Unless otherwise you give it, how will the dish be? Still you can, rice is a major ingredient and tamarind is there. Still you can prepare something, but actually is that bisibalabat? No, it cannot be. So as good as that. Only when these combine together, you get the great one. Right? So it is important that we ensure that body gets 9 essential amino acids. So when you choose your diet, when you choose your source, ensure that it is a complete protein. Number two, it is highly digestible and absorbable. Protein is something which cannot be digested very fast. So it should be complete, which is highly digestible and highly easily absorbable. Body should absorb it very easily. It should not be very complex to absorb. Good to be from a vegetarian source. Though non-vegetarian sources are great, but every day taking non-vegetarian source may lead to higher fat. So it is good to be with a vegetarian source. Good to be something which can be taken with any meal. There should not be any specific format to take it. You know, it should be as easy to consume so that, like tomato, you put it in sambar, you put it in rasam, you put it in chutneys, curries, and you can, even when nothing is there, you can even eat it raw like a salad. So how comfortable it is, it should be as good as that. Fine. So very convenient to take. It should be like that. So if a product could satisfy all this, or if your source could satisfy all this, you can go ahead of that. And now you tell me which all source satisfies all that. Even for a cup of, glass of milk, we are in a position to add some taste changes or influences. They have to influence the taste of the milk because many children do not like the taste of the milk. So we are in that stage, and how do we get all the protein that is required for the body? And there comes a wonderful product called Neutralite protein powder. Now, if we start comparing, does it have all 9 essential amino acids? Yes, it has. And is it a complete protein? Very much complete protein. Is it a vegetarian source? 100% vegetarian. From soy protein, wheat protein, and pea protein. And it has 80% protein, which is high uh, level of protein, concentrated protein. Fine. So, which means absorption is also great and digestibility is also amazing because it is with PDCA scoring and it is neutral in taste. So, you can mix with anything you like with any meal. Though it is better to have it with breakfast, that doesn't stop you from having in the lunch or dinner. You can still add it. I do it many times, when my chutney becomes at times with without my own conscious, I'll add little more water without knowing, and it becomes very thin. To make it little thick, there are many options in the kitchen hacks. Anything can be done. Those tips and tricks will always be there, but protein powder will be very handy, which can make sambar little more thicker and healthier also. Quite healthier. 1 or 2 scoops of protein powder, mix it and keep. Nobody can find the difference. Number one. Number two, it gives a very good, health to the body. It is protein rich. Rather than adding extra dal, dal is a good source. No doubt, it's a good source. But 21% of protein is available for every 100 grams of 4 to 5 grams. And your requirement is about 60 grams or 55 grams. How will you satisfy? So these are like extra things which can be added to make it more healthier. Right? So that's about Neutralite protein powder, and it has soya protein. And soya protein is going to support women folks to a greater extent because soya consumption supports in coronary heart disease. It inhibits LDL oxidation. It supports osteoporosis. It does not allow body bones to become osteoporotic. It inhibits cancer, and it also is a great product to reduce the symptoms of menopause. I'm talking about soya isoflavone. Many people might think I can add soya flour to the general wheat flour that I use for rotis and chapatis. Many people actually do that. We are not only talking about soya, my dear friend. Soya, as such, has its own, uh, controversies. Taking soya alone, but we have extracted the isoflavones of soya. So soy isoflavone is known to it. There's a big study on which it can deliver all these results. So it's considered to be a great source. And soy isoflavone for a woman at different stage of life is going to support her to reduce cholesterol level of every day. If a lady want to reduce the cholesterol, 25 to 50 grams of soy protein has to be taken. Cancer prevention can be done by 20 to 40 grams of soy protein with isoflavone. You know, Isoflavone is the isolated form of soya with phytonutrients. Hot flushes can be totally controlled with 45 grams of soy flour, and which has 80 to 160 mg of isoflavones, and osteoporosis 40 grams of soy protein a day, which contains about 90 mg of isoflavones for 6 months can help her to come out of osteoporosis. So soy and soy isoflavone and women health is so closely associated, highly associated. So that way, this is one product which is going to support all the women, adults or adult women to a greater extent. Protein for immunity. In the COVID-19 epidemic, World Health Organization has given a very clear statement saying that this has become big because of malnutrition of all the macro and micronutrients. That's the only big reason. There's no other reason that they found. No other big reason. People eat well, but they don't eat what is required for the body. That is the challenge. So, uh, immunity, basically immunity with micro and macronutrients can do wonders in our body. It boosts the body's natural defense mechanism, significantly modulate immune function. Pathogen fighting ability of white blood cells can happen with macro and micronutrients. Various cellular function, both innate and adaptive immunity can be done, and it also neutralizes the effect of harmful oxidation process happening in the body. So of all the five very important points, the first four is directly attributed to protein. The last one, yes, with the support of micronutrients, vitamins and minerals, but otherwise the first four, be it modulate immune function, ability of white blood cells can be increased, defense mechanism boosting, and various cellular function for innate and adaptive immunity. In fact, the antibodies that are produced by the body when virus or bacteria attacks, when the infection comes in, is also a kind of protein. Basically, the basic itself is protein. So that way, protein plays a major role in immunity also for adults. So this protein powder, if it has to be supplemented, we all know it is available in three variants: 200 grams, 500 grams, and 1 kg. And it has 8 grams of protein per scoop. 10 grams is per scoop. 8 grams, which is 80% protein, which is highly concentrated. But don't worry, it is with PDCA scoring, which means digestibility is also good. It's a complete protein. 0.5 grams fat is there, and 40 calories, just 40 kilocalories there, which can be managed very well. So even if your diet in the morning or afternoon or evening is not great in terms of nutrients, this can actually enhance the nutrient level and make it as healthy as possible. So that way, protein powder is very important. Is protein sufficient for one meal? No. This nutrient has to be replenished as and when necessary. As and when necessary. Why not we actually think of something during the snack time? Because snack time is a culprit. Most of the people who has put on considerable weight, ask them which meal makes you like this. Many would say it is the evening snack. Evening snack, because whatever we eat it's not filling, and the taste buds are active at its peak, that point in time when we need all budgies, bondas, and whatever possible, that point in time, and which should be supported with a hot cup of coffee or tea as a beverage. And we never know how many samosas, how many vadas goes in. So that's the time where a body, no, it's quite relaxed. It's closing to the end of the day. End of the day is like at least end of the work, if not the day. And the body is getting into the relaxed mode. Okay, my work is over now. I'm getting into the relaxed mode, hibernating mode. So that way, it just pushes whatever has to go in. Fine. All these are dense calories. And if that is the time when we can actually manage to give something good for the body, how nice. That product is protein with green tea. So this has protein, soy protein, along with green tea extract, instant green tea, and whole green tea leaves. We already know the benefits of soy protein. It helps in lowering the cholesterol. Okay. Now, along with that, with these three, all these three are different. Huh? When you sit in product training session, you will understand. Green tea is different, instant green tea is different, whole green tea is different. So with these ingredients along with that, which gives a nice aroma, flavor, and slight different color, and makes it a very, very interesting beverage, and gives a satiety feeling, very filled feeling. Just just one cup, and gives all the benefit of protein and calcium. What else we want? Fine. So this is an amazing product which also has phytonutrients in terms of polyphenols, catechins, and theaflavins are present, which can lower cholesterol very well. So this product can also be looked upon as a product for weight management. Somebody who's into weight management regimen can also look into this product, and can be consumed with water, milk, and juice. Fine. So 1.5 scoops a day can do the magic there. So this is for adults. There's one group of people who consider themselves are as adults in many things, but actually when it comes to eating, they don't want to eat like adults. Okay, they say, no, am I that old to eat all this? No. Fine. So for them, we have come out with an amazing product, because any protein for the matter, be it all plant protein, be it green tea protein, it needs little effort. And there are my dear friends who do not want to put in their effort to get that. And, being a little, I can call them little lazy there. I have seen my own daughter doing that. So, little lazy, and they want everything handy. If somebody prepares and give, they happily take it. And if there's nobody to prepare, they have to prepare by themselves, they just leave it. And this piles up over a period of time. That may cause a big problem. So, we don't want them to miss that there. So this product is again a boon for them, which has come with delicious coffee flavor. It's protein milkshake by NutriBev. NutriBev is one of the branches of Nutrilite. And here we have shaken our hands with Sunfeast, which is like already big in the market. So we have given you this milkshake with natural milk protein. It's milk protein. And as I told you, many may not want to take milk the way it is. So this coffee added to it, coffee. So for the flavor, so it's lovely coffee flavor with protein in it. It also comes with calcium, rich calcium, because milk is already there. And chia seeds from the organic farms of Nutrilite works as fiber, and it supports in proper digestion of this protein. And this provides casein and whey protein, which is fast and slow protein. Okay, so fast protein to give you that energy, and slow protein to be in the body to support your repair system. Right, so that's why casein and whey protein, and no added sugar. It's with natural sugar that's already there in milk, and very low fat, which is just 2 grams per pack. It can give you about 18 grams of protein, 18 grams of protein, which is like 1/3 of our requirement. Just 1/3 with one bottle. Just one bottle a day, 1/3 of a protein requirement is done. and the rest maybe we may have to manage with the diet if possible. If you feel it's not possible, maybe you have to go to protein powder, all plant, or green tea. Manage like that, and such an amazing product. And here again, a ready-made snack. This is like a ready-made snack. You need not do anything. Even at least for green tea, you have to boil water and pour it and stir it and all that. Here, nothing. Just have to pick it up, open and drink. That's it. As simple as that. So very great product on the move, on the go, because there are people who may not find time to prepare all that at home. And this is one product where they can consume wherever they are, in a meeting, in office, while traveling, wherever they are. It's a great choice, and people can still satisfy their protein requirement. So as of now, Nutrilite has thought beyond our limits and has given wonderful range of supplement, and it is our responsibility now to ensure that our body gets necessary protein and keeps us healthy. Fine. So as adults, we all need protein for maintenance and repair, and there's no compromise there. Just 5 grams today. If I leave, what will happen? What will happen? And what will happen can be seen after 55, 60 years. What has happened? So to avoid that, it is better that we give our body what is necessary and ensure it lives a very quality life. So that's the most important thing. We have to be independently healthy, not depending on anybody for anything for that matter, particularly in terms of health, right? So that we can earn more and enjoy. The whole intention of life is to earn and be happy, peaceful, and that can be done with these supplements for sure. Thank you so much, my dear friends. That was from my end. Any questions? I'm ready to answer.
So yes, thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you so much. I think a bundle of information has come our way to Karnataka today. I mean, what a wonderful thing to start up our program. Like, you started from the body composition, and then what are the sources of food? Adding to it, what all, should be avoided. If we are thinking that, you had given an eye opening today, because a lot of us were thinking that whatever we have in our home, it's the best protein ever that we have taken, but we have not realized there so many things is added to it we should be avoiding. So thank you so much, Lakshmi. And yes, there are a lot of questions they're posting it. I'll just